Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Weaver. Welcome to The Audio Analyst. If you've been following my Second Space series of episodes, which are explorations of considerably more affordable products than those that I more typically cover, like those that are integrated into my own hyperaudio reference system here, you will know that I've recently spent some time covering the amazing work being done by Audience of San Marcos, California. During unrelated discussions with Audience Principal John McDonald, as I was navigating ways to enhance my Second Space system, he offhandedly proposed a very interesting and, given what I'm about to share here today, pertinent question. John's simple question was, do you use any type of power conditioning in your smaller system? This question, which would seem innocent enough on the surface, opened the door to allow him an opportunity to yet again share with me the amazing work that he and his team at Audience are doing, and in turn, for me to acquaint you with yet another overachieving and comparably affordable product, the Audience Forte V8 power conditioner. At just $20 under $1,000, this 8-socket conditioner comes with one of the 6-foot Forte F3 power cords I discussed so favorably in episode 208, Audience Ono and Forte F3 cable loom. So maybe a little history may be appropriate before we get into the meat of today's episode. You should understand that my first experience with Audience products came more than 2 decades ago in the spring of 2003. At that time, I got to hear the first of the ongoing advances of the exquisite audio cable lineup from Audience, which includes interconnects, speaker cables, power cords, digital and network cables, when I auditioned the original E214 digital cable. This has led to an over 20-year relationship during which I've had the pleasure of not only reviewing, but of owning and relying on the exceptional contributions of many of the wonderful cables and products to come from the minds of John and the dedicated Audience design team. As of this episode, many Audience products occupy mainstay status in my reference system. These products include the adeptResponse AR12 T4 passive power conditioner, several pairs of the front row reserve interconnects, and an almost complete implementation of front row and AU24SX power cords. It will also come as no surprise that my entire Ethernet network in my music room here is comprised of their Hidden Treasure Cat 7 network cables, and I have even installed their Hidden Treasure SATA 3 cable inside my CAD-based Windows 10 Pro music server. Now, I assure you that I could spend an entire episode or two discussing the extraordinary level of value and quality that the entire lineup of Audience products delivers. For now, I suspect that I've made it crystal clear that with over 20 years of experience with their products, I have nothing but the greatest respect for and appreciation of their product lineup. Regarding their approach to power conditioning, I currently employ the latest $11,600 flagship Audience adeptResponse AR12 T4, a 12-outlet passive power conditioner to power all the sources and electronics in my nearly $1 million reference system here. To power the AR12, I have opted to substitute a more effective 6-foot 10-gauge front row power cord with its integral locking Nutric 20-amp PowerCon connection, a $6,300 option above and beyond the use of their more standard 6-foot 10-gauge Forte F5 power cord. And just to give you some sense of how crucial I find the sonic results of their approach to power conditioning, you should know that I've used some iteration of an Audience AR12 since my first experience with it back in 2008. Now, there are a lot of conditioners out there. And in my experience, a great many of them, too many in fact, while they can promote a cleanup of extraneous noise and other radiated distortions riding into our systems over the AC lines, they also have other more deleterious effects. Now, these are typically observed as compressed dynamics, where the subtle nuances and peaks of the sonic tapestry suffer a slight muting, creating a rather notable effect on the overall liveliness, the pace, rhythm, and impact of the resultant musical envelope. Further, in some cases, some more invasive power conditioners introduce subtle tonal shifts, making the sound overall slightly brighter or duller than intended. And while the main purpose of a power conditioner is to remove noise, in some instances, using conditioners employing aggressive filtering of the power signal may actually induce their own elevated level of hum, which has a significant impact on the system's overall noise floor. Now, rest assured, I am able to report that starting with the adeptResponse series of power conditioners from Audience, they offer no such problematic issues. In fact, with my AR12T4 front row power cord combo in play in my big rig here, everything is not only notably quieter, allowing for the formation of darker backgrounds and the rendering of more vibrant, lifelike images, but the musical envelope is rendered with cleaner edges and spectacularly realistic depth and width. I am routinely treated to layer upon layer of intricate detail, all with no glare or edge, unless it should exist in the recording under examination. The adeptResponse AR12T4's contributions to the system's ability to seemingly liberate the music with an even greater dynamic contrast, both macro and especially micro, abounding with complete harmonic structure, affording more enunciate pitch definition and more fully realized and complexly textured overtones. Timbre is overwhelmingly honest, simply blustering with life, rich in detail and full of harmonic bloom. The entire musical spectrum is recreated with an inescapable sense of ease and warmth, a delicate coherence, a lucid dimensionality, a tangible presence, a wholeness of texture, and a spooky immediacy that is so evocative of the live event that I regularly find myself wondering how such an unassuming change in component composition could be so remarkably significant. This brings me to the remarkable similarities that this beautifully constructed and executed Forte V8 conditioner brings to the game, a product whose striking appearance and build quality are only surpassed by its remarkable performance. Developed over an 18-month trial and error period of listening and experimenting to provide music lovers with a premium AC platform solution at a much more affordable price than the adeptResponse series of conditioners, the V8 is fabricated from a substantial extruded aluminum chassis that implements a hardy, high-quality copper busbar design. The 4 duplex outlets, offering a total of 8 sockets, are high-quality hospital-grade models, each separately wired to the bus bars using a star grounding configuration using high-purity 14-gauge stranded copper wire. The V8 also includes the standard level of Audience RF filtration, and all the components making up the electric circuit have been both cryogenically treated, as well as having been subjected to a proprietary extreme high voltage process, or EHVP for short. Although the V8 does not include any surge or overload protection, what it does deliver is the lion's share of the adeptResponse's musically balanced and high-resolution performance. Yet, it's something on the order of 1/20th the cost of the flagship adeptResponse AR12. Phenomenal. As the core of my second space system, the resultant degree of darker musical backgrounds, greater resolution, enhanced nuance and shading in the system's microdynamic expressiveness is, well, unexpectedly impressive. Guys, this conditioner will allow all of your gear, regardless of how affordable or expensive the components actually were, to shine through in ways that might leave you wondering if they are the same components that you'd been listening to before the V8's installation. Once you hear what a difference the installation of the Forte V8 conditioner can bring in even a modest system, you'll be cursing yourself for not having made the move much sooner. As such, I can give the Audience Forte V8 power conditioner my strongest recommendation. It's a phenomenal piece of gear. As always, thank you for taking the time to drop by today. Further information on supporting the channel may be found in today's description section or at my companion website, theaudioanalyst.com. Please stay safe and keep the music playing. Till next time, cheers.